Hi all, it's Met from Met TV. So today we're going to talk about the ownership of the MGHS. I've had mine for 2.5 years, and I recently done a post on the Facebook group after giving the car a clean and a ceramic coat. Just put a picture up on the group to say Millie nice and clean and shiny, and had a comment from Vlogman. Vlogman's a very useful member to the group. He does a lot of research into the car. He's even answered a couple of questions for me, looked a couple of things up for us. So he basically made a comment and said, can I do a review on the ups and downs of the ownership of the car after having it for 2.5 years, what I love about the car then, what I love about the car now. So the only downs I could think of, for me, you know, not every car's going to have every bit of technology or everything to your taste, but you kind of learn to live with things, learn, you know, to adapt how things work, and, you know, you work around it. The one, and I've seen quite a few comments, is when you want to change the temperature. So you obviously, as you probably all know, you have to go into the actual screen by pressing the piano key and then changing it that way. Now, a member recently did actually find a shortcut, but this only turns the aircon on or off. You can't obviously adjust it, but if you hold the piano key down for 5 seconds, if you got it on, it will switch it off, and vice versa. If it's off, it will switch it on. So that's a little shortcut for the temperature. We can have a quick show of that afterwards. The other down, and again, you know, you kind of learn to live with it, is the DAB radio. A lot of you'll probably notice is louder than when you connect your phone or play music by Bluetooth or a USB stick. I've kind of worked it out. It's roughly about 5 levels of volume higher than your MP3, USB, Bluetooth, etc. I normally have the DAB radio on about volume 10. When I play the music by the Apple CarPlay or the USB, I normally have to go up to about 15 to get the same level of volume. And again, you know, you learn to live with it. A couple of times where I've had it on the Bluetooth music, get in the car, and it's not connected to the phone, and then it'll automatically go to the DAB radio, and you do end up blasting yourself or your passenger if they're in the car, because it'll be on volume 15. So yeah, you kind of learn to live with that. What I still love about the car is obviously the look of the car from the outside. The interior still amazes me. You know, it's so comfortable. We live central London, and our daughter lives in Scotland, so we've done about 4 or 5 trips up to Scotland in the car, and it is so comfortable. I actually have scoliosis, so probably don't matter what car I'm going to be in, I'm going to get a bad a sword back at some point. But you know, this car is one of the most comfortable cars that we've had. Obviously the Skyline, that's probably one of my favourite features of the car. The ambient lighting, all the technology, etc. One of the other things I do love is you can go on AliExpress and buy lots of little bits and bobs for your car, so you can sort of modify it to your own tastes, which I think is quite cool, because then your car's not going to be the same as every single HS out there. So I do really actually enjoy seeing all your posts of all your little accessories that you've brought. And you know, I did do a little video which you can find on the channel, of all the little bits I got. A couple of other features that I've found, and it's mainly been from you guys on the group. You know, I've not read the manual at all, and again, it is really good to see all the little features that you guys find. So one of them is when you want to wash the car. So when you turn your engine off, if you hold your wing mirror stick down for a couple of seconds, and again I'll quickly do that afterwards, it will bring the windscreen wipers up to what they call the service level, and it's much easier to then pop the windscreen wipers forward for when you want to clean it. Another feature that I found, if say you go shopping and you've got your shopping in the boot, your car keys in your bag, and you forget and you go to shut the boot, if your keys in the boot, in your bag for example, the boot will just automatically open. It'll just flip back open. You can't lock your key in the boot, which I think is a really good feature. You know, I'm sure someone's obviously done that before in the previous car. You know, you lock, like if you, especially like with the keyless entry, you can lock the car, walk inside, not realise you've left the key inside your car. So that's another good little feature. One of the other things that I found, so I've got the manual, so I obviously don't know how the adaptive cruise control works on the automatic, but on the manual you got your little lever, you pull it towards you to turn it on, get up to speed, you press the button to set your speed. What you can do, so say you're going 52 and you know you've gone a little bit over and you needed to go back, say you was in a 50-mile-an-hour zone, rather than braking and then pressing the button again, you can hold the lever down or hold it up to increase or decrease your set speed. One of the other good features with the cruise control is, say for example you're on the motorway, you're doing 70 and you needed to brake, that will turn the cruise control off. So rather than having to get back up to speed to reset by pushing the button, what you can do is when you're in the position to go back up to 70, just pull the lever towards you. That will reset and turn your cruise control back on, but will also bring you back to the speed that you previously set the cruise control. So if you were doing, you broke and you were doing 50, you pull the lever towards you, it will automatically accelerate the car up to 70, and away you go again. So what I'll do is I'll quickly show you the position of the windscreen wipers and the turning the temperature on and off. Again, you know, these have been a couple of tips from a couple of members on the group. The group's on Facebook. It's the MGHS and PEV UK group. So look us up. Come and join us. You know, there's lots of interesting conversations on there. You know, people ask about the miles per gallon. And again, I suppose I can quickly talk about that. I keep the car in eco mode because I think you get the best of both worlds then, because when you need to put your foot down, it'll automatically switch the eco off and you're just driving in standard. But then when you're back to just cruising along, it'll switch you back into eco. So for me, I think you're best to stay in eco, but again, everyone to their own choice. You know, other things, you know, I can't think of any other bad points about the car. Say I've had it 2.5 years. I still love the car. I've done 12,000 miles. As I said, we've been from London to Scotland. It's got to be at least 5 times. And we've also took her on the North Coast 500 last summer, where you start in Inverness and you literally drive around the whole of the top coastline of Scotland. And for any of you that know it, you're gonna know that some of the roads are quite tricky, and you know, she handled everything. You know, I would have thought this car was a 4-wheel drive if I didn't know. It was absolutely spot on. It's the only time I've actually used the hill descent on the car, which was quite good. We was going down quite a steep hill, so I thought, oh, let's try it, see how it works. And I didn't need to use the brake. It just literally just took us down this hill. You could feel it braking. A couple of times it was a bit sharp, but it kept the car under control and worked absolutely spot on. It'd be interesting to hear all your guys' comments on other things that you still love about the car. You know, any other tips and tricks that you guys have got. That'll also be good if you can stick them in a comment. You know, the more things we find about the car, the better. And you know, 2.5 years later, we're still finding the odd little tip and trick, hidden feature of the car. So what I'll do is I'll flip the camera, we'll switch the car on, we'll do the temperature thing first, and then to do the windscreen wipers, you turn the car off, and then, as I said, you hold the lever down and it sticks the wing mirrors into the service position. So I'll show you that. Alright, so we'll switch the car on. So, as you can see, you've got the ambient light in there. Now, I have, and I believe it's called the sport mode. So when you start the car, you would have saw that go pink. That also happens if I open the door, flashes pink. So I think that's called sport mode. So I think that's quite a nice feature. So if you like that, go into your options and you can change that on there. So the temperature. So let's go back to the home screen actually. So I'm going to press and hold the piano key. So that was about 2 seconds. So basically, as you can see, that goes off and you can see it off there. I'll press and hold it to bring it back on and you can see it come back on. And again, it was about, I thought it was about 5 seconds. That's about 2-3 seconds. So, you know, that's a little shortcut for you guys if that helps you out. for me, I don't mind having to go into the screen or pushing the button to change the temperature, because one of the things I did like was this piano key system. There's no dials and 30 buttons, 20 buttons, you know. I think that looks a lot more neater. Like I say, less is more. Again, it's personal preference to what people like, but for me, that's a compromise, but a good compromise, to not having loads of buttons. You just press the screen and you can change your stuff there. A couple of people have mentioned the screen can be a bit laggy sometimes. Now, that can happen on your iPhone, or your Samsung phone, iPad, etc. I'm sure we've all had to turn the phone off or go back to the home screen to go back into an app, etc. Technology, it happens. It's something that I think you learn to live with. Yes, I understand it can be a bit frustrating that sometimes you have to press a button twice. It's probably going to work perfectly every time I press a button at the minute. Yeah, it's behaving itself, but you know, it happens on an odd occasion. You press the screen, you hear the beep, and it doesn't do what you're pressing. But again, as I said, you learn to live with it. So let's do the windscreen wipers, show you that. Putting it into the service mode. Now, the reason you would do this, oops, turn the engine off first. You hold the lever down, it goes to there. Now, the reason this is a good option is it's obviously easier to now pull them forward, so you've got to lean across the car. But also, this bit here, the arms, when it's in the down position and you pull them forward when you want to wash the car, gets very, very close to the edge of that bonnet. I did scratch the edge of my bonnet because I forgot that I had my windscreen wipers forward, went to open the bonnet, and because it is very, very close, it caught a bit of the paint. It literally took like 2 millimeters off, and it went down to the white paint. I touched it up, but you know, that's a good little trick. And then to put it back, just press the lever down and it goes back. So yeah, that's my ups and downs of the MG HS after owning it for 2.5 years. As I say, the only two downs I could think of was the volume and the temperature thing. But as I said, the temperature thing, for me, it's a compromise because I don't want all the dials and the buttons. But a couple of you might find that more irritating than what I do. That's why I thought I'd mention it. But hopefully that little shortcut to turn the temperature on and off, it might be helpful. As I said, it only switches it on and off. You can't adjust the temperature or the speed of the fan. As I said, with the music, yep, just bear that in mind. As I said, I've worked it out, it's roughly about 5 levels of volume. And as I said, I don't know if it is an MG thing or it's on all cars. But yeah, the DAB radio definitely comes out louder. As I said, the ups, 2.5 years down the line, I still love the car. My favourite feature is the skyline, especially at the moment with this heat wave that we're getting. It's been a godsend. It's been absolutely lovely to have that open. My second probably favourite thing is the interior, the ambient lighting. And I still think the exterior of the car, I still think it's a very good looking car. You know, 2.5 years down the line, 12,000 miles. As I said, we've done 5 trips to, or at least 5 trips from London to Scotland, doing that North Coast 500. And as I say, the car handled that like a dream. You know, the North Coast 500's not an easy drive at sometimes, and HS, you would have thought it was a 4-wheel drive. You know, it handled some of these roads amazingly. So you're up and down mountain roads, really steep inclines and declines, and that's actually the only time I've used the hill descent button. We were coming down one of the really steep hills on the NC 500, and I didn't need to use the brake. It just controlled the car. I just let it roll down. Couple of times it was a bit sharper than probably would have liked, but kept the car under complete control going down. So again, another good feature. Also head beam. In London, you're never going to notice it because there's, you know, 99% of the places in London are lit up with street lights, but you're always going to be behind a car or a car coming towards you. So I'd be very surprised if your auto head beams were coming in central London. But when we went up to Scotland on the motorway a few times and a few of the quieter roads, it automatically just comes on. But as soon as it saw a car coming towards us, or we got close behind another car, so it obviously picks up the back light or a front light of the car, automatically switches off. So that's another good little feature. Yeah, as I said, you know, 12,000 miles, 2.5 years, still absolutely love the car. One of the best cars we've ever owned. And we've actually said at the moment we still think we're going to keep it after our 4 years, unless they bring out a newer version of the HS and it really stands out and they do us a really good deal. I can't see us giving it back. I think we will keep it probably for about 6 years and then maybe looking to trading her in. But, you know, let's see what the next HS looks like, and obviously we'll be doing some more videos on that if we do fall in love with that one. So hope this video has been helpful. Hope you guys love the HS as much as we have. I say we've virtually been fault free, not really had any problems at all, apart from, like you say, like a minor glitch where the infamous screen might freeze, you know, and quite a few of you now know you just hold the home button for about 20 seconds, it resets it. But as I said before, this happens with a lot of technology, iPads, iPhones, they all freeze at some point, you know, and we all, you know, it's the old trick with anything, you restart it. But yeah, as I said, yeah, we absolutely love the car. So I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. Come and check us out on Facebook, the MGHS and PEV UK. Come and join there. Loads of discussions on there. You'll find me on there. And yeah, leave a comment below of your ups and downs. Any other tricks as I said, that you guys have got. Love to see all the new features that people seem to find. And then, like, yeah, one of my favorite things is looking at all your accessories you guys buy. So yeah, keep them coming. Keep hitting the like button, subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Share the videos, it really helps us out. And I'll catch you on the next video. See you later.